Hello, this is Srinivas and I am going to tell regarding the project management. The main objective of this topic are to explain the main tasks undertaken by the project managers, to introduce software project management and to describe its distinctive characteristics, to discuss project planning and the planning process, to discuss the notion of risks and the risk management process. The topics I am going to cover is management activities, project planning, project scheduling, and risk management. The different management activities that the project managers need to follow are: 1. Proposal writing, 2nd. Project planning and scheduling, 3rd one is project costing, 4th one is project monitoring and reviews, 5th one is personnel selection and evaluation, and 6th one is report writing and presentation. First we will consider project staffing. It may not be possible to appoint the ideal people to work on a project because it depends on the project budget, and the project budget may not allow for the use of highly paid staff. The second one is staff with the appropriate experience may not be available. The third one is an organization may wish to develop employee skills on a software project. Next is the project planning. Project planning, probably the most time consuming project management activity. The continuous activity from initial concept through to the system delivery. The plans must be regularly revised as new information becomes available. Various different types of plan may be developed to support the main software project plan that is concerned with the schedule and the budget. There are different types of project plan. First one is the quality plan. The quality plan is concerned with the quality procedures and standards that will be used in a project. Second one is validation plan, which describes the approach, resources and schedule used for the system validation. The third one is configuration management plan, which describes the configuration management procedures and structures to be used. Maintenance plan, which predicts the maintenance requirements of the system, maintenance cost and effort required. Staff development plan, which describes how the skills and experience of the project team members will be developed. Next one is the project scheduling. The project scheduling splits up the project into tasks and estimate the time and resources required to complete each task. It organizes tasks concurrently to make optimal use of the workforce. It minimizes the task dependencies to avoid delays caused by one task waiting for another to complete, dependent on project managers' intuition and experience. Here there is a project scheduling process. It consists of different activities and the different stages. The first stage is identifying the activities, identify activity dependencies, estimate the resources for the activities, and allocate the people to activities, and creating a chart. Either it can be activity chart or a bar chart. Next, we will move on to the risk management. The risk management, it is concerned with identifying the different types of risks and planning for minimizing the effects or planning for minimizing the risks. A risk is probability. The risk is a probability that some adverse circumstance will occur. Project risks affect the schedule or resources. Product risks affect the quality or performance of the software being developed. Business risks, which affects the organization developing or procuring the software. There are different types of software risks that may occur and the effects. The first one is the staff turnover, and the effect is the project. It may affect on the project because the experienced staff will leave the project before the completion. The second type of risk we may get it is management change. and this is one of the kind of a project risk. This will occur because there will be a change of organizational management with different priorities. And another risk is hardware unavailability. This is the project risk, and which will occur due to the hardware that is essential for the project will not be delivered on schedule. The next one is requirements change. It may relate to project and the product risk because there will be a larger number of changes to the requirements than anticipated. So these are some of the kinds of risks and the effects and the description regarding the risks. The risk management process consists of risk identification, risk analysis, risk planning, and the risk monitoring. Risk identification involves identifying the project, product, and business risks. Risk analysis, it is nothing but assessing the likelihood and consequences of these risks. Risk planning, drawing up the plans to avoid or minimize the effects of the risk. Risk monitoring, concerned with monitoring the risks throughout the project. Here there is a risk management process. It consists of the different activities like risk identification, risk analysis, risk planning, and the risk monitoring. Risk identification, which is related to technology risk, people risks, organizational risks, requirements risk, estimation risks. Okay, these are the possible risk type and the possible risks here. Risk analysis. Risk analysis is concerned with assessing the probability and seriousness of each risks. Probability may be very low, low, moderate, high, or very high. Risk effects might be catastrophic, serious, tolerable, or insignificant. For an example, if we consider organizational financial problems force reductions in the project budget, the probability of the risk may be low, but the effect is catastrophic. Can consider another type of risk. Key staff are ill at critical times in the project. The probability of the risk is moderate and the effect is the seriousness. And another risk you can consider, changes to requirements that require major design rework are proposed. The probability is moderate and the effect is serious. So these are some of the kinds of risks. Risk monitoring. Risk monitoring concern with assessing each identified risks regularly to decide whether or not it is becoming less or more probable. It is also assess whether the effects of the risk have changed. Each key risk should be discussed at the management progress meetings. Risk indicators. There are different types of risk types and the potential indicators. Technology is one of the risk type. The potential indications for this type of risk is late delivery of hardware or support software, many reported technology problems. Another type of risk we may consider people. The potential indicators are poor staff morale, poor relationships amongst the team members, and job availability. So these are the some of the potential indicators for the type of a risk. I will conclude this. Thank you.